Hello, welcome to Jasper Game Day with the official Paizo crew. We are so blessed to be able to come together and present this game for you guys. Now, a couple things that we do want to talk about before we get into the gist of it. This is a collaboration with Skalds Entertainment and the Adventures Vault crew. My name is Christopher Rondeau. I am the owner of Skalds Entertainment LLC. You get to hear all about my writing and professional game mastering endeavors. If you have any questions, you can ask me about that at another time. But I am happy to introduce that we have a collaboration with the Adventures Vault. So Rich is the creative director over at the Adventures Vault, which is Night Owls LLC, I think. So why don't you go ahead and give me an introduction for you and your crew?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chris. We're really excited to do this. We've done one before, and we seem to work well together for a weird reason. I don't know. We like it, though. But you said I'm the creative director. I don't know that I do it well, but we sure have a lot of fun doing it. I'm here with Brad. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
And Nick. Nick, this is the first time joining us on one of these live streams, but Nick's with our crew as well. He's a lot of fun to have around. And we're going to try to enjoy this.
Yeah. So I am also happy to introduce Kedra from the Wyvern's Aria podcast, who is part of the Skalds Entertainment crew. And so, but we don't want to go too long with these introductions. We want to get started. So take it away. Our heroes are headed through the Talisman Swamp, this place called the Bog Beast Morass, and they are headed through looking for Princess Maya of Drustin. They must gather her to potentially prevent a war that is happening on their forefronts. But the swamp has a lot of dangers. We can even see hints and clues of these large beasts in the ground, leaving these large tracks. We begin to see large swarms of mosquitoes, and there's even this weird scorpion wasp that seems to be going around that the party has to avoid at every twist and turn. But our heroes have to go forward, otherwise they can't save the princess, and who knows what that may bring to us. Now, at the moment, we are headed in the swamp. We have a crew of 4 people plus a lizard mount carrying some basic supplies throughout this long journey. We see that there is this sense in the air as you kind of get this musty water in your nose. You can see the lily pads and some of these frog creatures jumping up into the swamp. And there's always this buzz of sound and energy happening. But we are following a trail. This trail that may be able to lead us to the princess, because surprisingly enough, this is a set of lizard folk prints. And these lizard folks are not known for this area, as Talisman is a Tengu place. But I welcome everyone, both my players and the audience, to the Jade Reach. Banjo, you are scouting ahead, looking forward, trying to pick up this path, and we are in what is called a chase scene. You're going to go forward and try to see if you can find anything that's going on, and you do notice that after a moment you have lost these tracks. Why don't you go ahead and give me a character description real quick, and then tell me what you are doing in this situation.
As you mentioned, Banjo is he is the Orexia. He's the lizard folk of the group. So this is a little embarrassing that he's not finding the track. This is his home. This is the area that he is from. So he understands the swamp. He understands this. As far as how he looks, he's a rather nondescript lizard folk. He's the every lizard, so to speak. And he just doesn't seem to fit sometimes in the adventuring party because he just doesn't stand out. But those who have been with him for a while know that he has many skills, and he often makes himself useful to the group. So trying to prove himself that...
Well, real quick, before you make that roll, I do want to let the audience know that we are here raising money for Jasper Game Day. So there is a donation link that will pop up in the chat right now, and you can actually give bonuses to our cast members here, or even give bonuses to me, which will make my day very, very, very happy. But what you can do is for $5, donating to a good cause, you can give a player 1d4 to a roll of their choice. You can also give them something called a hero point in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, or you can give me a villain point, which is all exciting to me. But for $55, you will be able to add another creature to an encounter and potentially TPK the party, which I have not done on stream before. So, anytime I get to harass my players is a good day. Plus, we're raising money for a good cause. So I apologize, Banjo. What would you like to do?
Oh, that's okay. Banjo's just going to see if he can reacquire these tracks. This is his home territory, and he doesn't want the rest of the crew to think like he can't survive here on his own. So I'm going to make a survival check and see if I can't find those tracks one more time. That is not great, but it's a total of 18 altogether.
Yeah, so you are able to kind of pinpoint the tracks. You can see them in the ground, but they seem to be going off in various directions. So you're not really quite sure what direction. One of these locations may be able to be right. One is probably closer to what you want, but it's just you're not confident about it. Which takes us to Andrasta. Why don't you go ahead and give me a character description, please, Keisha?
She is kind of a skittish, all-black catfolk. Green eyes, long black hair, carries a warhammer and a shield with a sun and a moon on it. Black and green armor and a little bit of a nasty attitude. And so as they're chasing through this area, she is going to use her acrobatics to try and find the most direct path that she thinks somebody would have followed through the area.
Yeah, so this feels like very much like a follow in the footsteps of the person. What do you need to do to jump over certain obstacles to avoid getting wet, which is a problem in the moist dirt and water of the swamp. So go ahead and give me that roll.
Okay. That is a 23.
23. So luckily, with Banjo and Andrasta's direction, you guys are able to pinpoint where this group went. But you find something interesting. You find a track of a larger creature. Finally, something that its footprint probably is about the size of our Shuni companion. So, Brad, why don't you go ahead and give me a character description?
Coming up behind Joe is a Shuni with markings of a beagle, large floppy ears, sniffing around. The swamp's old. It's got a memory that doesn't forget, doesn't let go. But there's too many smells, too many things going on. He's got to trust his old partner, Banjo. But there's a lot of brush in the way. He's going to try to use athletics to make the path a little clearer so the people who are tracking can maybe get a little more help on it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
So that's going to be, a nat 4, 19. We're starting off great.
A nat 4 with a 19. You clear brush, but as you are clearing brush, you're actually destroying some of the tracks that our fellow teammates are trying to look for. So in a way, you are disrupting the ecosystem and the terrain to make it harder for our crewmates to track. But luckily, you have a person who is native to this area, a Tengu. Nick, why don't you go ahead and give me a character description, please?
All right. He is obviously Tengu, and he is, I guess the description that I see in my mind would be more, he looks like a realistic big bird. And I've tan overcoat on, sort of like a noir looking guy. He is a hunter, so he is going through, and I'm going to try and look at those tracks that are kind of messed up.
All right. Go ahead and give me, I guess, survival or perception. It's probably what's good here.
All right, let's see here. I'll try a survival check. Let's see. So that is 22.
22. So you have fixed your shooty companion Walkjin's mistake by able to pick up the path that he unintentionally lost. And as we begin to move forward, we begin to see just this little water stream that begins to flow downward. And in the distance, you actually see your target. You see a lizard folk sitting on the back of what appears to be this weird six-eyed lizard. It has these weird human-looking six eyes. It has this long tail. It has spikes coming out of it. And once in a while, you see this long tongue jettison out, about a 20-foot long tongue as it goes there. And as you begin to look forward, this lizard folk person on the mount looks back, and you see him raise out what appears to be some form of a lily pad. He begins to say an incantation, and this river begins to flow much harder and maybe a little bit supernatural. Walkjin, Banjo, you were first to act here.
So he's still a little ways away, correct?
Yeah, so we're going to put him maybe at like the 300-foot mark, but he's on a mount, which means he's probably going to gain or continually outpace you.
So, Banjo is looking and realizing that, although he's a pretty good swimmer himself, getting this water is going to be a problem for some of his other companions that he's trying to lead through the area. But he doesn't have to look for tracks anymore, knowing that our quarry is just ahead. So he's going to switch over, and he's going to go ahead and use athletics to try to gain some ground, using his little more natural ability in the swampy areas with the increased water. See if he can't power his way through a little bit. Ooh, that is way better. That's a 32 altogether.
That is a critical success. You are not only able to guide, be able to push through the water, you're able to perhaps tie some rope to yourself to help lead the way for your companions. And while you reach the other side, your companions are still in the water, and you see a bit of foliage begin to come down, potentially about to hit your party. And Drosta, Banjo has given you 2 chase points, but you are not quite on the other side yet.
Can I try and use acrobatics again, like to back up, run, and try and parkour on the stones, like in the water?
Sure. Maybe you can find a place for footing to be able to do something like that. I guess whether you find it or not is going to be dependent on your roll, right?
Yes. Okay. Roll high. What is that? That is a 13. So 24.
Yeah, so surprisingly, you are able to find footing and you find this area, and it's almost like this like supernatural water walk thing where you find a place to jump down off on the ground. You hop on what it looks like a piece of maybe like a lily pad or some form of swamp flora, and you're able to kind of pinpoint moving yourself forward, and with sort of Banjo's pulling of the rope and Andrasta's navigating of some of the foliage, all four of you are able to make it across, and the chase continues. But your biggest issue now is that you guys will not catch up to a man on a mount. And there is like you guys can run, but eventually you're going to get tired and it's going to outpace you. So you have to find a way to cut corners. It's almost like the only way to win at Mario Kart is to drift off to the side. I don't know why that was the analogy I thought of today, but we will go with that. But this takes us to Walk Jin. You are next up. How are you going to help the party catch up to these people?
As Walk Jin runs through the forest, he realizes, I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. We need to slow this thing down. Dinosaurs, by their nature, are a superstitious and cowardly lot. So he's going to use his Shuni barking to try and intimidate the beast. Maybe try to throw the rider.
Yeah, I dig it.
I'm just gonna see if I can let the dogs out. That's a nat 9 for a 20. Not so great.
I forgot that there were going to be dog puns. Sit down, create a world filled with these animal races as your common creatures, and next thing we get dog and cat jokes. The ultimate conflict in this world. So you sit there, you try to find a place to start barking, and you're able to cut a corner a little bit just to close the distance, and you start barking. And this person on the mount, at this point you see two things. There is a cage attached to the side of this weird dinosaur lizard six-eyed creature, and you can see that there is a lizard folk prisoner within that cage. However, your barking does two things. It causes the creature to begin to throw the rider off, which slows him down. It causes the momentum to stop. He's able to stay on the creature's back, but it does slow him down considerably. The second thing you notice that whatever movement this caused, the prisoner, whoever is in, seems to suddenly stand up and begin to look around. It's still too far to kind of get those finer details of what you're looking at, but whatever that means, right? And this will take us to Kazooie. Kazooie, you are what are you going to do to help close the distance?
Let's see here. Is there anything in the way, is there any trees or anything that are up front? Maybe I could try and shoot at one or something and knock it over?
Yeah, there's willow trees. I don't know how well a bullet's gonna do at that, but
branches whacking down. I don't know.
Sure. We're just gonna raise that DC just a little bit, but we'll let it go.
So let me see here. I'm going to try and shoot one, so I guess just do one of my 2d6 for that.
No, I want you to roll to hit.
Say that one more time.
I would like you to roll to hit.
Roll to hit. Okay.
Yeah. Be there plus bajillion as a gunslinger.
Let's see here. One moment. That is a 29.
Okay, so you kind of try to find a place where it's going. You kind of stop for a second, take a deep breath, and even though you're most likely going beyond the initial range of your gun, you are able to hit a branch, which causes this, which forces this creature to kind of, what's the word? It kind of skitters to a stop a little bit, and maneuver around this branch. We're gonna put him maybe about 100 feet away from. I guess we'll say Banjo and Andrasta are kind of taking the charge here. As we do go to Banjo.
Watching his companions react this last few seconds, Banjo thinks for a moment, and he realizes there's a theme. He watched his Shuni bark and intimidate the beast. The Tengu gunslinger immediately pulled out one of his weapons and threw some lead downfield, and he realizes that they all did what was according to their nature. That whatever this beast is, that whatever this mount is going to do the same thing. It's going to do what's in its nature as it's running. But that gives Banjo an advantage, because now he knows, now he sees it. This large creature, although it has bigger strides and can go faster, is forced in a different path. It has to take the openings that are big enough. It has to avoid the deeper sections of the swamp. Whereas Banjo and his crew here, we don't have to do that. We can find a quicker path. We can find an easier path, those areas that this large beast can't take. And if I do that, then maybe I can cut the distance down. So I'm going to make another survival check to try to see those routes that are going to get us along quicker than what this six-eyed beast can make it. Oh, hey, that's a pretty good roll right there. So that's going to be a 31 altogether.
Nice. That is a critical.
Yeah.
So you are I think you crit twice this little
Yes.
chase, the chase mechanics. So you are trying to control this beast to its nature, and as this weird creature begins to kind of act wildly, and kind of going into its more wild instincts, as the person on the mountain is trying to appease to a more domestic instinct. You do notice you don't necessarily see the results, because this lizardfoot turns around and he's holding up this lily pad and begins to say another set of words. And suddenly the mount, the rider, and the prisoner disappear. They are out of sight. Andrasta, what would you like to do?
Can I make an occultism check on that?
Yeah, go for it.
11 plus 8, 19.
Yeah, you're not sure. You know it's probably a spell of some sort, but you're not quite. I mean, like, it's an invisibility spell, but like the exact nature of the invisibility spell, who knows? But because it's magic, it is dispellable technically.
Can I just look at everyone and say, what are we trying to do here? I mean, I can fireball the area.
Don't we need the guy in the cage?
That's true. I mean, do we need the guy in the cage?
I guess the question is, can you heal him harder than you can hurt him?
It's possible. Very possible, but I don't know, honestly.
Well, you're the religious one. You do what God tells you, I guess.
Well, with that being said, what would you like to do?
Walk is like, well, this is going to be a day for the spellcasters, I guess. But he was chasing something, and he's not there yet. So he's going to keep moving. However, he's going to grab a paw full of mud and just try to, like, sling it at the area they were at. And, yeah, maybe they're invisible, but, mud on something still goes. So how about an athletics check just to sling some dirt?
Athletics check to sling some dirt? You just gonna guess for it?
Yeah, just like, even it's a dinosaur, so I mean, if a little bit of
I sure go for it.
Nat 17, so that's a 32.
Yeah, I guess you kind of like sit there and you're like based on kind of like your feral instincts as Banjo was kind of inner monologuing a little bit, and you sit there and you just smell, take a piece of mud and you chuck it in the direction of where you think you picked up this creature's scent, and eventually you see that this sort of weird spiked tail has a little bit of mud on it. At least you have a slight visual indicator, but it's very hard to really pinpoint because it is starting to pick up speed. Kazooie.
How far away are we from, like, distance-wise? How far away at this point?
We'll say, like, you're about 150 feet from this little speck that Walkjin made for you.
Okay. Well, I guess I will try and do the same thing I did last turn and try and slow him down again with another shot, because I'm going to reload my right pistol, but I'm going to try and fire off another round to slow him down.
Okay.
30?
Yeah, so you aim for that spot and you kind of like aim a little to the right, and you don't see very much, but you see the bullet go and the bullet disappears and this creature like begins to kind of crash down in front of you.
Okay. And then I'm going to use another action to reload.
Sure. All right. So this takes us to Banjo. So like you heard this crash. It's still 150 feet away from you, somewhere in that range. What would you like to do, Banjo?
Once again, Banjo kind of looks around and assesses the area around him. He takes a little glance down at the vest he's wearing. On the inside, there's a pocket. This pocket's filled with several wands. And there's one wand in particular that he's got in mind. He knows this is the right time to use it, but he's a little too far away. Got to close that gap a little bit more. So what he's hoping is that they're going to be overconfident, not realizing that we know where they are, and they won't move at quite the same pace. So that if Banjo's quick, he can close that gap, gain that little distance he needs to be able to pull out that wand. I'm going to roll an athletics check, try to burst forward with as much speed as possible, and get within wand range.
All right.
Pretty good. That's 30 total.
Wow. You are able to get forward to get within wand range. And as this happens, we see the creature begin to crash on the ground, and we see everything suddenly begin to appear. And we see like the rider is casting some form of healing magic on the creature. It is back on its feet, but it's going to turn around and look towards you. We're going to put you maybe 30 feet away from the target, and we will go to a map. As we go forward, as everyone begins to run forward, why don't we go ahead and get a what's the word I'm looking for?
Initiative.
Thank you. Not that map, different map. That map. Thank you. Sorry. I should have had that ready for you. But here is where we are. I do want to give a shout out to Roll20 for adding an isometric feature within the last 2 weeks. So, we are going to play test that a little bit today. Now, a couple of things. One, it's probably going to be either perception or athletics initiative. So make sure we go ahead and set that up for us. And secondly, when you kind of look off into the corner, you realize that you were not you were led here for a reason once the chase came. And thanks to a anonymous donation, we look out into the corner and we see within one of the willow trees to be what appears to be a knoll of some sort, who is just kind of creeping around within the willow tree, holding holding some staff of some sort, probably a magic user, of some sort. So thank you for
Yeah. Thanks for that wonderful donation. I hope you are filled with shame and that you realize how bad of a person you are, because you just added a monster.
They're a bad person for donating. Come on, Rich.
Well, real quick. I'll take one from Androsta. Androsta, roll me an occult check.
Okay.
Think how many hero points they could have given us.
What's 13 plus 8? I'm terrible at math.
21.
Okay, 21.
Yeah. So when you actually look at this knoll in the corner, just to avoid any sort of confusion, you do notice that it is slightly incorporeal. It actually probably looks like a spirit of some sorts. So play with that as you deem fit. I'll take 26 to 30 if you have it.
I have 31. Perception.
Got it. 21 to 25.
Actually,
Well,
I got a 32.
32.
All right.
So
32
walk,
athletics.
32.
Nice.
Built different.
Banjo is 27.
Yeah.
Uh, 21, 25. Yeah, because you just give me your initiative, please.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah. No heroes to donate to. Oh, that is true.
Ouch.
Oh, that is true.
We deserve that. Okay, we deserve that.
All right, so as you kind of get closer, we'll give this to Banjo first, just kind of looking over the scene, who is a little closer. You do see this blue-skinned lizard-like creature has these weird spikes coming out of its back. It's a pretty long tail. It currently has a mount. There is an assortment of different bags and barrels attached to it. And when you kind of look around, it sticks out this 20-foot long tongue as it does that. And when you look at it, it has 6 human-looking eyes. You probably, since you're from the swamp, you do know that they do base their perception on heat, sight, and smell. But if you're able to kind of negate those 3 things, it probably can't sense you at all. The person on the on top, the rider, is seems to be like almost like a teenager, based on kind of his age as a lizard folk. He stands there. He has kind of like this basic leather garments. He has a small helmet that almost looks like a motorcycle helmet, but made out of like a hardened leather. And on his right hand, he is holding a whip that he has currently unfurled. The prisoner on the mount, this person is a princess that looks like she is gaining consciousness. You recognize her from the descriptions of that the Queen of Drustin gave you, Princess Maya. And in the distance, you again see this weird gnoll, incorporeal spirit-looking creature. And I wish you guys luck. Walked-in, you are first to act.
Well, I hope you guys got something for that weird gnoll guy over there, because I don't do ghost. That's not my thing. So Wack's going to raise his shield, and he's going to sigh, because I hate running into combat with no attacks, but 55 feet double move, and he's going to go right up to that bad boy.
Nice.
And that is it.
Nice. So you stand there, and when you look at this, you see that the princess has a collar around her neck. You probably sense magic that's actually very similar to Androsta's, your companion. So take that as you will. Androsta, you are next to act.
How close can I get? Can I get within 60 feet? With
Yeah,
my
you might be there already. You're already within 60 feet of the creature at the start of initiative.
Okay. Okay, so I am going to try and daze it.
Are you dazing the rider or the mount?
I'm going to try and daze the mount.
Okay.
So that is a will save, DC 22.
All right, I am going to roll a 25. So I am going to take half damage. So what is your damage for this?
1d6 plus 4. 4. So 8 damage, so half to 4.
All right, so how does that look like?
She kind of just starts to wind her claws together and starts to chant and sends out this very dark cloud into the mind of the other creature to try and basically make it not fall asleep, but confuse itself, and it kind of just bursts when it gets to the head of the creature.
Nice. So that happens. It affects the creature, but not to the potency that you want. You have one action left.
One action left. Is it currently dark, or like what is the light situation?
So we are still in kind of a before noon situation. So the day is still young.
Okay. I am going to give guidance to who would need guidance. I think I'm going to give guidance to Banjo.
Give it to Kazooie.
Oh, give it to Kazooie. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Kazooie, and if I'm within 30 feet, am I?
You're on 30 feet of everyone, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kazooie.
yes. So I'm going to give guidance to Kazooie.
Got it. All right. Good turn. Banjo, your next act.
Okay, well, Banjo, he doesn't really want to hurt the mount. He realizes that to a certain degree it's just doing what its master is telling it. But he also, for some reason, feels slightly taunted. Like maybe he needs to do something spectacular, something heroic, maybe. He is going to have to use one action to move a little further forward to be able to do this, however. So we'll move up just a little bit, maybe 5 foot more there. Then Banjo's going to point at the rider, raise his fist to the sky, and bring his fist down. And he will use his Tempest Surge and call lightning from the sky.
Tempest Surge.
Right at the, Banjo is also part druid. Has a little druid in him. So here comes a crackling lightning down the sky, down on the rider. It's going to be 3d12 damage, which that's 25 damage total, and he gets a reflex save.
It's the rider, correct?
Yeah, this is for the rider.
That is going to be a 12.
The DC on that is 20. So if you failed, you're also clumsy 2 for 1 round and take 2 persistent electricity.
25 and clumsy 2. Ugh. I think I got my handy dandy cheat sheet here, and I can look at what clumsy does. That's the penalty to dex-based things. So it's kind of like a little wishy-washy a little bit as it kind of comes to its senses and is about to like turn around on its mount and act. So first thing it is going to do, it raises its hand down and casts another spell. And we see that it is casting a spell called Magic Fang as it goes down onto this kind of weird Stegosaurus human hybrid and begins. You see the teeth of this thing begin to sharpen and the tongue get a little more slimy. I don't know. I didn't think of how I was going to describe this tongue attack with Magic Fang, but here we are. With its last action, it has a whip. It's going to reach out and try to attack Wok Jin, who is right next to it. And luckily, because of clumsy, he's doing this at a -2. That'll be a 19 to hit.
No, sir.
No, sir. How long am I clumsy for?
1 round.
1 round. Got it. So that happens. We see the Stegosaurus human creature get a little more powerful, and we move on to Kazooie. What would you like to do?
Okay, let's see here. I am. Wait, what is it to check how far away you are from them?
There's a ruler tool on the left-hand side. You are...
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. You are 50 feet.
50 feet? Okay. Let's see. I need to move 20... Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet up. Yeah, I need to move 25 feet up, and then I'm going to, I guess, fire at them.
Okay. I'm going to put you right behind Banjo.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to fire.
Who are you firing at?
I guess the mount, with the whip.
The rider.
Yeah, the rider, yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Ugh. 24.
24 will hit.
All right. Let's see here. And then,
That's a lot of dice are on there.
you know, 11.
All right. Cool. Tell me how that looks like.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Tell me how that looks like.
Okay. Whenever I run up behind Banjo and I fire, I'm going after shooting at his whip. So looks like I made connection and I shot him right in the hand.
Nice. Ouch. Good thing he has 2 hands.
Yes.
You have a third action?
Oh, I'm going to start reload.
Reload. Got it. So that's cool. You said you wanted to play a gunslinger. It's like I did not read up on that. But when we look out into the distance, we're going to see this gnoll spirit begin to float closer. And you see almost this wicked grin from this lizard folk on this mount as he seems to know what is coming. And we're going to have 2 actions to move forward, and nothing happens this turn because I am too far away. So we are going to third action. We'll get closer. We'll get behind the dinosaur mount. Here, there you go. So next turn it would be a little cool. But this Stegosaurus, who is kind of like catching his feet, is going to take all 3 actions, and he is going to trample. So all 3 actions to trample, and it is just going to barrel through everyone using all its movement. So it actually places itself right next to Andrasta, and everyone needs to give me a reflex save, please.
Banjo got a 29.
I got very lucky with that nat 16 for 30. Oh no, yeah, reflex 30.
27.
Nice.
Kazooie?
21.
21. So, as this creature goes forward, everyone but Kazooie is able to duck out of the way. Kazooie, you are going to take 19 damage. Are you? Yeah, as you get pretty much stepped on, you are able to keep your footing, but you're going to take 19 damage. Everyone else is going to take 9. and that is going to end this end his turn, which takes us to the top of the round. Walk in.
Wak Jin, seeing that thing is getting closer, is like, ghost, no thank you. So he's going to try a different tact. So instead of trying to punch something, he's going to just try to use athletics to get that door open. Oh, wait, no, I'm not even by the monster anymore. Crap.
Yeah, it trampled away. Hey, just wait till next turn. It'll come back towards you.
Well, I've got enough movement, so what I'm going to do is take 2 actions to get around here, hopefully out of the next trample. And doggone, I'm going to raise shield again. Shoot.
Raise shield? Got it. Or doggy, just running across the battlefield. Tongue probably out. Andrasta, you have a dinosaur and a lizard folk now behind you.
If I step away, will they get an opportunity attack?
Some creatures have it, some creatures don't. So it's up to you whether you want to risk it. You can also take a 5-foot step action.
Do it.
You can do a 5-foot step action, and or you can take your full 25 movement stride. But before we get to that, No Nat Ones, great Pathfinder 2E YouTuber, and currently streamer of Wrath of the Righteous, among some other things, has donated to us, and everyone is going to get 1d4 that they can add to any roll. Which, I normally roll. You can also add it to damage rolls if you want. So keep that in mind. And thank you, No Nat Ones.
I am going to stay where I am and use 3 points to. Sorry, I'm new, so I don't know if points is the right way to say this. To use a dispersive positive energy in a 30-foot emanation.
Okay.
And heal. Says 1 living creature. So I'm trying to heal everyone around me. Can I do that?
You can with 3 actions if you want to, but
Yes.
I believe you also took that thing where you can not affect enemies as well. So
Yes.
Great. So go ahead and would you like to use, what spell level would you like to use?
Just level 1.
All right, go ahead and roll 1d8 and everyone will be able to heal that.
One D8. There we go. It's just 1d8.
Yeah, for level 1 heal. Sorry.
Man, yeah, that's only like 3 points.
All right, everyone's going to get 3 points, but here's the information you do get. This spectral knoll creature, as it looks down towards Banjo, almost hesitates to walk into that circle.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's Andrasta's turn. How does that look like?
She kind of just puts her claws in the air and starts to mutter in Amaran and starts drawing shadows from the shade from the trees, and then just crouches down and boom, a wide 30-foot range just heals everybody from this shadow.
Got it. Nice. So you get healed by shadowy magic. This will take us to Banjo. You have 3 HP healthier.
Banjo will take that and definitely like it. Banjo's going to follow his Shuni companion back towards the other 2. However, he did notice the twitch out of the knoll. But as he comes over here, you're going to take 2 actions to get into that position. He is going to look at Andrasta and be like, "You didn't like it, and pointed towards the knoll. Make sure that she noticed. Positive energy is not his friend. But that is going to leave me one action left to make an attack here. So we're going to throw that in there, and let's add that D4 on that D20 just to see if maybe we can roll really well. Get us a lovely little crit or something like that. Probably not going to get me there, but that's going to be 28 total to hit the rider if possible.
That hits.
Okay, then some damage on there, and since Walk Jin's providing me flank, I get my sneak attack.
Sounds right.
Ooh, that's a pretty good damage roll. I'm liking everything about it. So that is going to be a total of 29 damage.
Wow. All right, the rider is not looking very healthy as it kind of staggers to its staggers on top of its mount. Good. Is that all 3 actions?
That is all 3, although as a free action, I'm going to, now that I'm up close and personal, I'm going to stare the rider down. Just going to look into his eyes so that he sees the resolve and knows that we're not giving up.
Fair. Which causes him to decide to take more invasive action as he begins to raise his hand, cast another spell, discards his whip onto the ground as he begins to cast the spell Animal Form. As he begins to cast the spell Animal Form, you see him begin to grow, and you see that there are these same spikes coming out of his back as his mount is. And you see this tongue begin to fall down to the ground as it begins to extend. And it's going to take its last action after casting the spell, and also take its temp HP. And it's going to roll to hit against Banjo, which is going to be a 29.
Yeah,
Would that spell provoke?
Yes.
Nat 9, so... Sorry, should have had that ready.
That's okay.
How about a 26?
That will hit his new AC.
All right. Well, while he was staring at my good buddy Banjo, he left his ankle open. So I'm gonna whack it. 2, 5, for 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
Would he lose the spell?
No, it only lost on a crit. But so he's still going to be able to do that, and his tongue is going to go out, and it's going to try to wrap around Banjo. I said it was 29 to hit earlier, I believe.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. You're going to take 14 points of tongue damage. I don't know quite... which is bludgeoning, I guess.
Is that what we call it?
Yeah.
Tongue damage is bludgeoning, and you are grappled and restrained from this creature. I guess it's only grabbed.
He has trouble spellcasting with the tongue is wrapped around me. He can't quite talk right. Can't say the words right. Ooh.
He casts the spell, then. That's a visual I did not think I needed today. Kazoo, you are up.
Okay. His tongue's still out.
Tongue's still, oh no.
Tongue's still. I'm gonna try and. Oh, let's see.
I know where this is going.
I'm gonna try and shoot his tongue.
Yeah.
And let's see. Fine. Okay. So I am going to attempt to roll. So that would be 27.
27 will hit.
Okay. Let's see here. 9 points of damage. With the right gun, and then I'm going to do another action. Let's see, because I'm dual wielding.
Yeah.
Nope. That was. Hold on, let me see. One moment, sorry. 18.
18 will miss.
Okay.
I'm just checking temp HP real quick. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you did 1 point of overkill, just FYI. As you shoot the tongue, as he begins to croak in pain, as he falls down to the ground. The dinosaur now seems like he's wild and without direction. But your second shot will still be to shoot something, which will still miss. But
Still miss. And
Yeah.
then my third action, I'm going to start reloading.
all right, you reload a gun. This takes us to the spirit, who is going to take one action and get right next to Kazooie. He is going to check his sheet, and he is going to try to touch you with a hand of despair.
Ooh. Despair.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, thanks for stopping by, Nick. It was fun you could join us today.
So 15 damage times 2, 30 points of negative damage
Oof.
that begins to envelop you, and it touches you, and you can feel like the flesh in your body begin to shrink ever so slightly. You can feel more creaks and
feathers
cracks, in your body, and maybe like this faded color in your feathers and your beak. And I got second attack, right?
Bad touch. Bad touch.
20 to hit on the second attack.
That is a miss on that.
All right, thank you, donator. And this will take us to the dinosaur's turn. Since its rider is now dead, it is going to attempt to trample, but it actually seems to be exiting the fight. So as it does this, it begins to swing left and right, and everyone around them, which is going to be everyone but Kazooie, will need to give me another reflex save.
Gonna go ahead and use my no nat 1 bonus from a real champ.
23.
30 with that extra D4. Shout
Yeah.
out.
Banjo apparently wasn't expecting this and rolled a 16.
Not a crit failure. All right, so Androsta, Banjo, you are going to take 12 points of damage as this creature begins to flail wildly as it begins to run. Wakjin, you rolled a 30. You are going to take 6 points of damage as this creature exits the battlefield. Now, I can take it out of initiative unless you guys are intending to pursue. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give Wakjin to use his attack of opportunity to rip off the cage.
Oh wow, I should save for that.
So it's up to you guys how you want to do it. So you want to see how that resolves before you decide if you're...
Yeah,
See if he can snatch it.
Okay.
kind of integral to the plot here.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nat 17, if that's athletics, that's a plus 15 for 32.
That will succeed. I didn't actually have a DC prep, so I'm assuming a 32 would have succeeded, or maybe even critically succeeded. As you grab this cage and this cage off of it, you can hear like the leathers beginning to stretch and rip, and it's like a 2-force momentum. Can you hold the cage while the dinosaur is trying to run away? And dinosaur is out of combat, which just leaves you with a spirit. I gave you that damage, which was 12, correct?
Yes.
Okay, walked in. You have a cage just in your hands.
Oh, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Well, that's not going to go anywhere for the moment. So I'm going to channel the power of my ancestors, drop into wolf stance, look over at my buddy, be like, how do I fight Ghost? How do I fight Ghost? And did he disappear off roll 20?
No, he's behind Kazooie.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
hard to see him there, but he's in the upper one.
Oh, okay, I see him. So I'm just gonna we're gonna double move to get around.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my that's gonna be it.
All right, fair enough. This is going to take us to Andrasta. Now you have a couple options. I do want to give you an option to do this since you are new to Pathfinder.
Okay.
There is an action called Recall Knowledge, which means you can spend an action to roll an appropriate check and potentially get some more information on it. But it does cost you an action, and it will be a roll to see if you can get anything.
Oh.
But no one uses knowledge checks in any of my games, so you know.
We do know it doesn't seem to like the positive energy.
It doesn't seem to like positive energy, but oh man, I need to heal people, but I also want to find out about it. I am going to assume that we're all okay enough, and I'm going to try and recall knowledge.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that 1d8. Or 1d20. Why did I say 1d8? Sorry.
Well,
You are not quite sure. Not quite sure what this thing is. It's definitely a spirit of some sort. So you kind of able to pinpoint like basic spirit things. Probably doesn't like positive energy. Probably has some natural resistance to your necrotic damage and physical attacks. But force-based attacks probably it. But you don't know much about the specific creature itself. You have 2 actions left.
okay. I am going to, at first level, do the verbal and somatic components of heal to it.
Okay.
And I believe it is 2d8. Because it's second level.
Okay, yeah. 2d8 plus 16. Who are you targeting?
Oh, I'm targeting the spirit.
I was targeting spirit. Got it. Actually, it's a roll like fortitude saved. So let's go ahead and roll damage. I'm going to nat 1 that fortitude save. So go ahead and roll full damage.
Okay, 2d8. 8. 5. 13.
Got it. Nice. So it seems to be extremely affected by this thing. Almost like it has. It technically doesn't have any vulnerabilities to it, but it has vulnerabilities or resistance to everything else. So by default, right, it kind of has a vulnerability. But it is going to take that damage, and it does not like that, and it sets its eyes onto you.
Bring it.
Bring! Oh, it's a challenge.
Bring it, bro.
So that was a hit. Great. That's all 3 actions there. How does a heal that damages a spirit look like?
She uses her claws again and starts to speak in Amrun and kind of whispers into her claws, generates this energy, this like dark energy around it, and it shoots out. And when it shoots out, it looks almost white, like going like the speed of light, kind of white. And then when it hits, it just smokes up around them and becomes a bunch of small smoke monsters that just chomp down onto the creature.
Nice. That's a good hit. Banjo, you are up.
Banjo really liked the way that looked. That seemed to go well. So that is, I'm not 30. Yeah, I'm too far. So I am going to have to move back in closer. Let's just go ahead and get to there. And Banjo will cast a 2-action heal as well, 2nd level, and target the creature with it. So it gets a fort save.
I rolled 2 this time. 2 plus what? 12.
That it's not going to be a crit fail, however, because you only need a 20. So it's just a failure.
What level spell is this?
It's a level 2.
Got it.
And that would be. It's only 9 damage because you don't get any. Yeah, I don't get anything extra.
All right, but it doesn't like that as well. So it is feeling that pain of divine positive energy. How does that look like for you?
But Banjo's is a little different. So as he once again kind of drops back into a stance and points, it literally just a blast of energy comes out of his hand. It's just that it's hard to discern what the energy is until it washes over the knoll, and that's when you see that glowy style effect as it kind of washes around. And we recognize the divine energy, the positive energy at that point, which is a little surprising to see come from a rogue, but those who've traveled with Banjo aren't too surprised.
Nice. That's 3 actions there. Kazooie, you are next.
Okay, let's see here. I'm going to take, I think, 15 steps back just to get away from it. And then once I get back, I'm going to fire 1 round.
Got it. You do have that running reload. Would you like to use that?
Yes, I do want to use that. Because I started 1 reload last turn. This will be the other turn, so.
Got it.
Well, other gun, left hand. So I'm going to roll. Let's see here. 29 for the first one.
I'll probably hit. Yeah, 29 hits.
Okay. Good. And let's see here. Six points of damage on the first round. Second is going to be 25.
25 will hit.
Will hit. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Nine points on the second.
All right. So you move back, bang, bang. You see these bullets go through, but they go through the ghost, and you can see it begin to like slow down its momentum, which is just enough for Wok Jin, who's on the other side of this creature, to kind of move out of the way of these shots. You do see that there is like a little bit of a wound left, like a little bit of just like an empty area from where you did shot, but it's not as effective as you would like.
Okay. And then third action would be start reload. Oh wait, no, I already did all 3. Never mind.
All right, yeah. So you are emptying both barrels, and we are going to the spirit, who gets to use its. He looks towards the 2 people with divine energy, and I think it makes more sense for him to target the person who casts the higher level spell. So we're just checking the range on this. It is going to move, which will provoke.
Man, I'm rolling fire today. Nat 18 for 35.
Crit. Okay. It's gonna stop the move, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. 16 plus 8. It's 24. 24. All right, 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage.
Woo-wee.
Wow.
Dang.
That's a lot of damage.
So some of it is reduced, but not all of it.
And since that is a flaming attack because of my rune, he does catch fire if that's applicable.
Does catch fire. Next round he will. On his next turn he will take some fire damage. If he makes it that long. So we begin to see that effect, and he's still going to go there. And I realized I didn't actually have to move. I was still in position to cast this spell. It is a 30 feet. I thought I was 35 feet away. So, there is some benefit. And we're going to do a Crisis of Faith onto Androsta. So, as he sees this divine magic, like, you feel this sense of doubt. And go ahead and roll me a will save, please.
Roll well. Roll well.
17 plus 14, 20.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? 20.
31.
31. Yes, sorry. I'm
Nice.
terrible at math.
So this is 28. What is my save DC, though? Probably not that high. 24. So you are going to succeed.
Okay.
28 damage. You're only going to take 14 mental damage as just for a brief moment. Maybe it is like both sides of your upbringing, this kind of old son thing, and then this other thing that is affecting you, and you kind of wonder if you are on the right path, but you're able to shake it off. But this takes us to Walk Chin.
Wok is watching the rest of his team just run this like a well-oiled machine. But this is not his normal jam. But he punched a ghost once. I guess he's going to try to punch a ghost again. First action, raise shield though, just in case. And you know what? Just because I don't know for sure, we're going to go with a knockdown attack. So there's a 2 action, and then first check is to see if I can trip a ghost. I don't know. We'll find out. Nat 9, athletics is 15, 24.
24 for athletics?
Yeah. Well, it's athletics versus his, I believe.
Reflex.
It's reflex or 4 DC, yeah.
Yeah, both will hit.
All right, so he is knocked prone.
Okay. Is he?
Is he?
He is. There is no prone immunity here.
All right, well then we'll make this next one fun as he punches down on a ghost, or what I'm assuming is a ghost of some kind. No one will. I'm rolling really well. No one is going to believe I just rolled a nat 20, but I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
Good job.
I'm gonna take a photo.
We're going to take it. If
I believe you. Just
just for posterity.
It's on fire even more.
He's actually going to take extra damage because I've got a advantageous assault.
All right.
23 plus 8. It's 31. 32 points. Oh no. 33 points of damage with advantageous assault.
All right. Describe how this ghost dissipates.
nice.
Pulling the all the energy he can into himself, focusing that he sees he can't affect this. So he's going to. And as he channels all that ki and energy into his fist, he just unleashes it with a short yeah. And to his surprise, a ghost dissipates. I can't believe I punched a ghost to death.
As that happens, and this ghost begins to dissipate, I want to thank Mr. Jake the Impaler for giving us another donation. And he is an agent of chaos for all of my streamed games. He makes a lot of fun things happen. But what he is doing is he is doing 2 wild magic effects that are going to happen at random. So I already pre-rolled for this to see what we get, and what happens is that as you push this null ghost out, it begins to dissipate, and Walkjen breathes in this ghostly energy.
No.
And something happens a little weird. You begin to feel yourself getting taller. You begin to feel your teeth begin to expand a little bit. You are now a Shuni tiefling for the sake of this, and you are now a taller, medium creature. You probably get more like reddish-looking fur, I would imagine. Your ears are a little less floppy, maybe. I don't know. But I think most importantly, you feel this rip in your pants as this tail elongates further to go into this demonic looking, almost like a devil's tail.
Clifford the big evil dog.
Yeah. And funnily enough, Kazuli, you're taking a look around and you saw that dinosaur running away, and there's like this weird like occultist magic happening in the area, and you feel yourself kind of going down on all fours as you are also under the effect of a level 2 animal form, as you also turn into a weird 6-eyed stegosaurus type dinosaur. Your speed is now 40 feet, and you get a +2 to perception checks. However, you can only use an unarmed attack, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So, wild magic chaos always happens in the Jade Reach. Thank you, Jake the Impaler, for your donation for a great cause. But as this wild magic begins to enter your body, the adrenaline begins to die down for the people who are not transforming, at least, and we are out of initiative.
Well, that didn't go exactly as expected, but
What are you talking about? I turned into a 6-eyed dinosaur thing.
And as Kazui's trying to say, like, just trying to roar, like, this like guttural dinosaur sound. I don't know. I've never seen a dinosaur before, but just assume what a 6-eyed human dinosaur creature would sound like.
actually, I think I have the lizard speech thing. Yeah, I actually have the reptile speaker feet.
You understand.
Yeah, I hear the sounds of reptiles as a language.
It's awesome.
Like I knew this was going to happen.
Nice. Can I, since we're out of all combat, can I try and like cast a 3rd level heal to like heal everybody up?
Yeah, if you want to.
Does anybody
Yeah.
have the medicine feats?
I'm very good at medicine. I could try that as well and patch us up. I'm a newbie. So what is the best route, Christopher?
If you have time, and it's up to the party whether you do have time, it is to sit down and roll medicine checks. However, if we do have time, we're going to go ahead and do that at our intermission. However, you want to do something right now that will give you an immediate effect, you can go ahead and cast the spell.
We probably ought to check on the princess in the cage soon.
Yeah.
Let's resolve that and then see about healing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I mean, sure. It makes more sense to make sure she's fine, I suppose.
I believe she's our objective. Let's check on the princess.
Does anybody have a sleight of hand at a higher than a plus 12?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then Wax shoves you forward like, this is your thing. The locks. Handle it.
Yes.
Cage is not meant to be an obstacle. You guys can get the cage open. However, what is interesting is that she seems a little delirious, and she is wearing a collar. And as you kind of look at it, there is a red ruby placed in its center. It's almost like a choker. I guess the choker would probably be a better descriptor for what I'm imagining.
Collars are. Oh, sorry.
Can I make a religion check?
Sure, but I want to hear this collar joke from the dog.
Well, Walk's just deeply offended because collars are anathema to my people. So yeah, this has got to go. So please do whatever it takes to get this off.
I mean, my people have the same problem. As she kind of just bends over and tries to tinker with it for a second to see if she can ordain some type of knowledge.
Go ahead and roll the religion check. I'm down for that.
13 plus 14, so 27.
27, yeah. So, you don't know what the collar is exactly, but you have a very good idea of kind of the implications of it. You can sense this magic, and you can recognize it from the cult of the Lone Jackal, the same cult that you guys have encountered once in your adventures prior. And you know that the princess was rumored to have been taken by the cult of the Lone Jackal, or some sort. Perhaps she is a follower, a new advocate, somewhere in that range. And this collar is a sign of both acceptance and maybe a little bit of submission within the cult of the Lone Jackal. It's actually meant to be stayed on permanently. The wearer should never take it off, and some of the ambient spirit magic that the cult of the Lone Jackal will use in their rituals to gain more power is actually absorbed through the choker and then in turn through the wearer of it. But it is a solid metal band. It is permanently on unless you can find a way to either dispel it or take it off. So it's a symbolism to the cult, but even if you don't know necessarily what the ruby represents or the metal itself.
I kind of say that to the rest of the party and say I'm not sure how to remove this. It's just one band, but I think that maybe we could get it off somehow. If someone had the magic to do that.
But are we sure we want to remove the collar? I know it's difficult for our Shuni friend to see, but we're uncertain with her intentions. Last time we encountered the princess, she was a willing participant. Is that still the case?
One thing that you do know is that she is awake and conscious. She doesn't seem necessarily active, if that makes sense.
Is she not quite with it?
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
I was just saying, maybe we could try a medicine check just to kind of discern her condition.
Yeah. Can
Yeah.
I try a medicine check?
Go for it.
Okay, so 11 plus... So 23.
Something is something is subduing her free will. Don't know what that is though. But she doesn't show any sort of body damage to her. So unless she had, there's no sign of like a concussion or anything like that. So something must be affecting her. Maybe the collar, maybe not.
Well, we either take it off or we could throw her back in the cage, and we have a giant dinosaur beast of burden thing. Looks over at Kazooie and just haul her off.
What do you want to do?
That is a good question. We need to find out more of what is happening to her, but I don't know if there's any good way to do that here.
Agreed.
I'd say there's people above our pay grade back at the palace where she belongs. We could just get her out of here.
Yeah, that's probably the best move for now. Let's see if we can return her, and I guess we'll have to do our best to make certain that she doesn't get any worse between here and there.
I mean, that seems an inherently good idea. Do we need to heal first, though?
I do.
Oh, you have a 20-foot tongue as well. I forgot about that.
Nice.
Aw, yeah.
I mean, maybe we could take a small intermission, or...
Well, do you want to try to break the collar?
I vote yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll try it as well. I've got a pretty... So, yeah, I'll go
All right.
on.
Well, sorry, I think you cut off for a second. What would you like to do?
Oh, I have a pretty high strength, so I think I'll go in on that and try and break the collar.
All right. Yeah. So you go for it, perhaps with some help from your party. Cinematically, you bandage yourself up to varying degrees of success, I'm sure, and move forward. And you begin to hold it, and you begin to pull, and we see that ruby begin to crack. And all you hear is the princess gasp. And we'll go ahead and take a quick break here. So thank you for joining us. I do want to thank our people who have donated to our charity, our anonymous No Nat Ones, and Mr. Jake the Impaler for adding a little bit of fun and chaos to our game. We will be back in about 10 minutes for a little more excitement, a little more fun, and thank you so much for coming out and supporting Jasper Game Day and this channel. And we will see you in just a little bit.
We'll be back.
All right, welcome back to Jasper Game Day, where we get to come in and take over this exciting time and present to you a unique story. And I want to welcome you guys back into the Jade Reach. If you are not familiar with what is going on, well, it'll be very easy to pick up. But my name is Christopher Rondeau. I am the storyteller for this game, and we have a great cast of characters that are here for you. But most importantly, we are here for charity. There is a link that has just been popped into the Twitch channel, and we have added a couple of incentives during the break. So at this moment, you can donate to add 1d4 to a player of your choice. You can reduce a roll by a 1d6 of your choice. You can potentially give a player a hero point. You can give me a villain point. And then we can conjure up a magic item for a player to use. And what is most exciting to me is there are wild magic surge effects. So if you want to cause more chaos and more havoc into the game, feel free to throw that, as that has already happened, as one of our party members has turned into part dinosaur and part dog tiefling. Shoony tiefling. And maybe some more interesting things could happen. But we are coming out to our second half of our game, and we will move forward. So, adrenaline begins to die down. The party has patched up their wounds, and they have this princess in front of them in this this kind of combination of metal and wood cage. Not very sturdy, but enough to carry somebody who is docile. And as the party wrapped up this encounter with this beast rider, you see the body of this beast rider right next to it. You go up to the princess and break that collar, and she gasps for air, and her eyes begin to go wide as she begins to float upwards. It kind of acts on the animal instinct of Kazooie, who sees this kind of lizard folk princess beginning to float upward, and it began, it just asking to be bitten for some reason, and maybe even your tongue slides out maybe 5 feet in front of you or something like that. But she is floating in front of you at the moment. I guess Andrasta would be the closest.
And she's just floating there.
Yes.
Can I send a message to her?
If you want to cast a spell, go for it. You can also try to talk, I guess.
No, I'm going to try and send a message and just say, are you awake? Do you hear us? Is everything okay?
And from that, her mental... she responds, but her mental is like a bunch of gibberish. She begins to speak in the lizard folk language. She speaks a little bit in the cat folk language, which you are a little bit familiar with. She begins to give this almost like this chant that seems unfamiliar. She's responding, but it's almost unrecognizable.
Can I make a religion check?
Make a religion check? Religion or occult, I think, is suitable.
Okay. I'm going to go with religion.
Sure.
That's 18 plus 14. 30, what is that, 32?
Nice.
Sure.
Good roll.
That's probably a crit. So you kind of sit there and you understand exactly what's going on. She is trying to do something called ascension. In the Jade Reach, when you hit a certain power level, your body begins to ascend to something further. Sometimes maybe you're turned into tiefling. Sometimes maybe you get a little bit stronger, a little bit more a little wiser. But the problem with ascension is that it is something that is done through time, meditation, and practice. So it's not something you can do in just a moment. The problem with the cults the cults of the Lone Jackal, which you guys are tracking, is that they try to cheat the ascension process. They want to get that power sooner. So what you are seeing is an ascension gone wrong. She has tried to ascend, but her body wasn't ready for it, and thus she wasn't able to try to kind of cheat the system. So what you need to do is you need to find a way to kind of get that spiritual energy that caused her to ascend out of her. So how do you do that? Could be a years long process that it's like meditation, healing magic, druidic magic, all that, that junk. Or you can try to give this ascension magic back to the people she stole it from, which is a big part of the ritual to ascend. You have to take that energy from somewhere. Now, if you want to think a little bit politically at that, we do know that the princess being missing makes Drustin a target, because Queen may be distracted. Queen can't be the powerful leader. If she can't control her daughter, can she control the nation of Drustin? All of that stuff. And so, in theory, the reason why you guys were hired out was to covertly solve this problem. So it's up to you whether you think you solved it or not.
I was going to say, can I make a medicine check, I guess, to see if I can discern threads back to the creatures that she took this power from?
Medicine won't get you anywhere for this particular check.
Okay.
Perhaps occultism?
A religion or occultism, maybe? Yeah.
I think this is more of a culty activity, okay. I would imagine.
That isn't. Where's occultism? There we go. 2 + 8, 27.
27?
Yeah, it was a 19.
Nice. Good roll.
So, well, what you are looking for is like an echo, right? Like something that kind of mimics where she has been, perhaps. And as you kind of like focus your magic and because of your background, you kind of know exactly what to look for. We begin to see this echo that you can kind of track a little bit to potentially get to where this thing happens. Now, how long of a trip that may be, how much walking you have to do is still pretty unknown, but you could potentially follow it. But right now you're dealing with a floating princess babbling and all this sort of, this princess who's under your protection. So you have to figure out how to balance these two things, but you think you can track it.
I think I can track where this magic is coming from, but I don't know what to do about her.
We can follow it back to its source. Maybe we can solve this problem once and for all. But yes, we need to see if we can't halt the process for now in some manner, some way.
Walks up to her and just kind of takes her hand and is like, you know us. We tried helping you. And thinks back weeks ago when we tracked her down and interrupted a ritual. And it was actually Walk's call. He let her go, and then she cast a spell to kind of teleport away. So he tries to like cut through because she's in there somewhere. So I'm going to make a diplomacy check, see how well I roll, and then say something. How about that?
Yeah, I wonder if diplomacy is the best skill for that. I don't want to look up the skills, so sure.
Rolled a nat 5. So like Walk looks her in the eye and is like, "You're being selfish."
Yeah. You say that, and everyone kind of gives you a weird look, including the dinosaur bird creature. And nothing changes. But did you say you took her hand?
I did.
Yeah, you can guide her. She's like a levitating balloon, almost.
It's like a parade.
Yeah.
It's like a weird fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing
balloon.
the Rose Parade, Pathfinder edition.
The Princess Parade.
So
All
a
right.
weird dog with hooves and a tail and little horns is holding a floating princess balloon walking through a swamp. This is why I play Pathfinder.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
this is the good stuff. Good. Now let's see if we can't track this energy and bring her with us.
I don't want to sound too mercenary, but Banjo, don't you normally search corpses? Don't your people do that?
Seems an odd thing to bring up, but perhaps we should check those we recently had combat with. Maybe there are clues.
The ghost is gone. I smushed it. Okay,
Yeah.
it's smushed.
It's
Check the other guy.
gone.
Maybe there's a cure for my dino DNA.
You can't talk, Nick. You're a weird thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, we gave our new to streaming player the ability to not communicate.
It always works great. We're like, Nick, you were talking too much. Would you please be quiet?
We can blame Jake for that one. So you want to check the corpse?
Yeah, let's search those the beast and because you said it had a lot of bags and
Well,
boxes.
the beast ran off. So
Oh, that's right. The beast ran off. The other, I guess we'll check the beast rider and see what he has on.
Okay, so first and foremost, you find kind of like the miscellaneous things, some gold, which won't matter for this this one shot. Armor, the whip that fell off to the floor. You see kind of this helmet. You do see that there is a couple of potions that are set on his belt. So you will get one moderate healing potion and two lesser healing potions. And you can figure out how you want to pass that out in our private chat. And as you begin to kind of look further, he has this like little backpack. And this backpack has all sorts of goodies, including one bit of salmon jerky, which is very exciting. But perhaps most importantly, we see a couple of scrolls on the bottom. And this, when you kind of open the first scroll, you actually see a pretty intensive ritual. And it looks like it's in common, but so you can't really understand the ritual symbols too much. But you do see kind of like the instructions of it, like the common instructions, which basically says that 6 people need to to sit in a circle, and the last one standing somehow gets all this magical energy. And it gives you like certain like rules to it. It has to be in a place of high spiritual energy. It has to be in an enclosed space, so like a building or a cave or something like that. It can't be available to the weather. And there's an assortment of different like things like these people need to be dehydrated or something like that. No food in the body, or else they may throw it up. Sort of deal. All this sort of minutia that kind of adds to the complexity of this ritual. The symbols that maybe Andrasta will be able to recognize is just kind of like a magical circle that they have to sit in. But we do get some rules. You're probably looking for a cave or a building, and you do know that there will be potentially more people, either cultists or corpses or something. All of them are deadly things. The second scroll that you pick out seems to be a letter, and it's talking about how The princess is a prisoner. We cannot trust her anymore. While she came to us willingly, there are people hunting her, so we must do the for sure thing, which is to commit this ritual on her, force this ritual on her, because otherwise she may change her mind.
We're the people, right? That's us. We're
the people.
We're the people.
If that's your interpretation of it, go ahead.
Oh, look, they're talking about us. That's so exciting.
While they're snooping through that, I'm going to try to sneak that salmon jerky. Just no big deal. Don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I would like that.
Sure.
Very much.
Sure.
That
That was not in my notes. I don't know why I felt the need to incorporate that.
for the moment decision.
Because you're hungry.
Oh yeah, I didn't have lunch.
So I assume we all info dump and share this information.
If you want to.
Yeah.
It's a little dry, but I would buy more. It's good.
You'd buy more.
4 to 5 stars on the jerky.
Yeah.
I think it's best if we look for a place, something indoors. So with that, Banjo kind of look around the area and maybe see if there's something suitable we can use or think back to the path we took. Maybe it's something we can backtrack to.
I guess if you want to, you can roll a survival check.
Oh, that's a lousy roll. 15 total.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Something over there.
Well, we can't backtrack because that's the way we came. This guy was going somewhere, so we got to go forward, whichever way that is. Wack's going to climb up a tree, the tallest one he can find, and maybe do a perception check, see if you can see something.
Yeah, it's weird because you're off balance a little bit because of the tail, and you're a little taller. You went to a medium creature, and then you kind of realize something weird as you kind of like step into the ground, and you look at your feet, and you not have those cute, adorable paws that you'd normally expect. You're hooved on the bottom of your feet.
Huh.
And Wack just freezes and deals with that for like a long time. 10 minutes, half hour. He's just my paws. My beautiful paws. Can't climb trees with hooves. That's evolutionary, not a thing.
No, your hands are still paws, but your feet are hooves.
No. I'm out.
All right, I'm sending that to our artist right now. And Justin, you still see that echo though. There is that as well.
I think we should follow this. Are you? Do you have hooves now?
I don't look at me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just give them a hug.
She gives paws.
Yeah, I paw shake and say I'm very sorry.
And the cat dog war ends for all time as they embrace.
Yes.
Until you realize you're now part sheep or something.
He's the goat.
I think we should follow this. There's something happening here.
It seems to be the best solution.
Well, let me check. And she's gonna. Can she use like medicine or nature or something or survival, to like see if she can attune to like where the creature may be going?
I mean, you have a pretty good direction at the very least, but you don't know where the final destination is. Some of those movies are bad anyway, so
Yeah, right.
As as you kind of get this embrace and you kind of reaffirm your conviction, you suddenly feel just a little more heroic. We want to thank French Toast for donating and giving Wok Jin some much needed hero points.
Nice.
Even though the hooves are a weird net buff to him or something for some reason. But you will have 2 hero points. I will say that while they're yours to use, you can give a hero points to other players as well. But it is your choice of whether you want to do that. And thank you so much for a donation. We're at $145 for this session. We're halfway to our donation goal, so feel free to come in, cause havoc, and inspire our players, especially the one with the 20-foot tongue. Nick needs some love as well. But yeah, you're able to track this echo. You have a pretty good idea where it's going. How long it's going to go is largely up to you. I guess up to me, not up to you.
Yeah.
I think since we had a real cat dog moment, our cleric should get the other one.
You want to give it to cleric?
You should always give it to the cleric.
Good choice. Good choice. Lay on hands is important.
All right. So what's our immediate objective?
So track the little path, little magical path, and follow it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about pacing. Do you guys want to slow down and maybe try to keep a lookout for things? You guys going at your normal speed, or do you guys want to hustle and potentially risk fatigue? I almost hiccuped in the middle of my thing.
I think I'll tie off the princess to the dinosaur and then kind of like be scouting ahead back and forth.
Okay, so taking it slow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm also going to stealth, like just try and shift my way around like the whole party while we're going and look out for dangers or anything.
Okay. Sounds good. Scout, that's probably an investigation action. What else? Banjo?
I mean, Banjo can use survival if we need to, but
You want to detract?
Yep.
Dig it. Kazooie, you still have your like mental facilities, even if you can't communicate. So what would you like to do?
I guess I'm just gonna haul the princess. I want to give a little flight attendant hand gestures, seatbelt, buckle up, load her up, take off.
I have this mental image of your tongue being the thing you tied the princess to. We're gonna say no to that one.
we just get a little piece of rope tied to the tail.
Yeah.
It's like the dinosaur has a little balloon tied to its tail, and
So you guys begin to move forward. I'm going to take that perception for Andrasta, the survival from Banjo, and see what happens.
Okay, perception. I rolled a 15. Yeah, 15 plus 14, so 29.
Sure.
survival. I rolled a 14 plus 12 for a 26.
All right. So you guys are easily able to kind of track this echo. But kind of what you're doing is you're kind of slowly going across is you're looking for things that are kind of out of the ordinary. You pass by a couple feet and you see this weird hive of these wasps with these scorpion tails, the size of maybe the palm of your hand, wandering about. You're able to kind of avoid that. We begin to see this small group of six-eyed raptors jettisoning across. We hear the sound of birds in the air beginning to sing their songs. And we kind of get this, and the thing that kind of makes it interesting is the smell. You're expecting this kind of moist, damp air, but then there's a smell of something else. Something almost metallic. in your breath and air and in your throat. And we'll say that Androsta gets that information. You can just and it's so subtle and noticeable. Like you can maybe you kind of recognize that alchemical regions that would normally go into things like healing potions and stuff like that. Um, we and as you guys go further, Banjo will also see an entrance to a cave nearby that may fit the needs. And it's kind of like a slightly damp area. So there's probably a lot of water in this cave, but you can kind of pinpoint it ever so slightly. So what would you guys like to do?
Would you say it's damp or is it moist?
Damp. We'll go with damp.
Damp. Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Important distinction.
Yes. Let's head for the cave. This looks suitable for our needs. Let's move into this outcrop.
Wat kind of takes point as he gets to the cave entrance. Like he normally has low light vision, but like he realizes he can see farther in the cave, and he's like, "Oh, I've got dark vision.
Yeah, those exact words.
This change is a miracle."
For clarification, you've been traveling for about 4 hours at this point. So we are like past high noon. You guys probably ate some rations or something like that on the way, salmon jerky and stuff. And you look into the cave, and it actually doesn't seem too deep from your opinion being outside of it. And as you guys are going forward, carrying this princess who is this like weird balloon behind you, babbling and floating, you feel this Kazooie, you feel this like sense of heroism come towards you, as we do want to thank another donation for providing Nick with a much needed hero point as he tries to fight this new animal tendency that is coming over him. Thank you 57 French toast for that donation. I really appreciate it. But we are at the mouth of the cave, and what happens now?
It's kind of incumbent upon me as the martial fighter guy to take point. So point I shall take, and I move into the cave.
Banjo will be closely behind his trusty Shuni companion.
Okay.
I'm going to raise my shield and just cap my way in.
All right.
Very delicately.
I'll be following with the floating princess behind me.
Right.
Carefully going into the cave.
Okay. So you guys begin to go forward, and the cave doesn't go very far. You can see about 30 feet in front of you. It's going to arc off to the right a little bit, and descend ever so slightly. But like, you can't imagine this cave being very big. The entrance isn't very big. There's some moss and mushrooms kind of growing off into the side, and you guys sort of creep left, right, forward. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys roll stealth for initiative, and we are going to kind of explain it how everything happens as you turn the corner. So we're going to go ahead and roll stealth for initiative. You can have your shields raised, your weapons out if you choose to, unless you're Nick. And we can go from there. I rolled fairly well. Sorry. All right, so you guys begin to turn the corner. Anyone 30 plus? 2630.
I got 29.
Uh, 2125.
Banjo got a 24.
I got a 22.
So while Walk does drop into wolf stance and raise his shield, he's not. The hooves are new, so there's a lot of clip clopping off the stone. I got a 14. Rolled not good. Clippity clop.
Not good.
Why did my feet make noise all of a sudden?
And Justin, what was your initiative?
22.
Okay. And walk in. Okay, great. So we turn the corner and we begin to see this this kind of open clearing begin to emanate. We do have a map for this, and there is a sense of eeriness in this area as that intoxicating thing that was being breathed in by Androsta just a moment before is almost feels like it's beginning to suffocate her as she realizes that what she is tasting is a poison that envelops into the air. So as you guys begin to move forward, you can feel that poison in your voice. But as you turn the corner and clear out, we see an opening, and in this opening in the center, there is this large ritual circle about 20 feet in diameter, and there's 3 people kind of looking over it. Within this ritual circle are 5 skeletons that are standing there, and these people are just kind of murmuring and talking to themselves. But all 3 of them notice your approach pretty quickly, and one of them is actually able to make a jump as you turn the corner on you guys. And you guys, probably because like one of you probably coughed a little bit from the feel of this poison. Now, here is where we are at. This you see 2 catfolk with this white this white fur, interpreting that as maybe they are snow leopards from the tundra or the Arctic, and a tengu with a bright sapphire staff. And he turns around, this person with the staff, one action is going to draw this staff and is going to begin to say this ritual. And this is a ritual of blessing, as we see this blue light beginning to expand around him. Anything within a 5-foot aura probably gets a bonus of some sort, as it kind of calls out, goes, someone's here. Someone's here. And this will take us to Nick. Now, there are 2 mechanics for you, Kazooie. One, I need you to make a fortitude save at the start of your turn.
Okay, let's see here. $20.
Okay, so you begin to breathe in this poison, and you're now stage 1 of this effect, which means you are going to take 3 poison damage at the start of your turn. But at this moment, you feel like you can fight this transformation. Maybe it is the hero point spurred by that donation that makes you think that you can fight this effect. But at the end of your turn, I will give you a will save. And if you succeed on the will save, you'll begin to turn back to your adorable Tengu self.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
You do have 3 actions though, and I want you to use this tongue attack at least once.
Okay.
Just for me, not for anything.
No, we all want to see the tongue.
Yeah.
We all want to see it.
Let's see. How far away am I right now from?
Are you within tongue distance?
Can I get within 20 feet of the Tengu with the staff?
Your feet has been or your speed has been expanded to 40. So yeah, probably. Yeah, you can probably get right there.
Okay.
Exactly 10 feet in front of it if you want, or you can go further back.
Let's see. Let's go back right there. Yeah. Because then I have 5, 10. Yeah, that's long enough for the tongue. So, first action, attack with the tongue.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, little like Gene Simmons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's see here. And what was it? D8?
2d4.
Oh, D4.
Yeah, you got to roll a hit first, though.
Right. I was just making sure I had everything out. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. It changed on me, so 1 second. 29?
29 will hit as this tongue goes forward. Now,
All right.
as an extra action, you can add a grab to it as well. You can grab the creature.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to roll damage. This is so exciting. The tongue attack works.
Let's see here. 2
Yeah. 2 plus strength if you have it.
plus the strength. Okay, yep. Let's see here. My strength. So 14.
So
Did
4
you say plus strength?
Plus
plus
strength
strength
modifier.
mod. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
striking modifier. Okay, I was like,
Four. It's 4. It's good.
Yep, 4. Okay.
And grabbed by this slimy, gross tongue.
Yes. So I wanted it to sort of just like snake out and get towards him, and then just wrap around his body like a python, and for a grab attack on him. It sounds so gross explaining.
No, I love Pathfinder.
So now I have this bird folk, or what is it?
Yeah, he's a Tengu.
Thank you.
In my grasp of my tongue,
How
Great.
does your own people taste? Just curious.
like chicken.
With that being said, at the end of your turn, if you want to try to fight against the effect, you can go ahead and roll me a will save, or you can embrace it, which is kind of what I want, but you know.
You know, I can embrace it. I'll embrace it for another turn.
Yeah.
That is
That's the spirit.
I got a tail to try and whip around next.
all right. That makes my next turn even more exciting. So this creature is 20 feet in front of you, grabbed by this tongue. We see one of these catfolks come out, and they're wielding these giant great axes, and it's going to move 25 feet up, and it is going to try to bring its axe right on the tongue. So 1 action to move, 1 action to draw the weapon, and 1 action to strike. This is my favorite encounter I've ever written. I did nat 20.
Oh,
So
man.
I'm just going to be like,
Yeah. So this is a great axe. A lot of damage. 34 great axe
Nice.
damage.
Ouch.
I'm gonna call the tip of your tongue cut off, and you now only have a 15-foot attack.
okay.
All right. So it runs up, grabs this thing. It feels exceptionally blessed and brings the weapon down, doing slashing to your tongue.
And what was that damage again?
34.
Thank you.
All right. So it does this, and you can see it like beginning to snarl. And as I will say that Kazooie sees this. You see that they are also wearing collars. They have also managed to ascend, but they seem to be able to control it, unlike the princess. This takes us to Banjo.
Okay, so my Shuni's going to go next. Banjo's actually going to move. I'm going to end up right here next to the little cat guy. My last move is actually going to be my skirmish strike, so I get a stride and a strike.
Sure.
So I will make that. attack. And since we rolled stealth, I should be able to get a surprise attack.
Okay.
So I'll get my sneak attack on this guy. That is a really lousy roll, however, and I only rolled an 18 to hit.
Even flat-footed, it wouldn't help.
Yeah. The dice giveth and they taketh away. So that's my 3 actions.
So you're moving up to the one that hasn't acted yet. Is that correct?
No, the one that came forward and slashed the tongue.
Got it. All right. So we'll put you there in a nice AoE area. Nice. I didn't say that. Which is, so you go up there, you try to slash this. These seem to be competent fighters, and it is quickly able to parry out of your way, even if you were able to get the upper hand. Now, I think I moved Walk Jin up. How did that happen?
I already moved myself, so you moved Walk up.
Oh, my apologies. That's why I was confused. So unfortunately, that means that this one is going to take one action to move up to Banjo, and it's going to take that opportunity. However, it is out of bless range, so there's that going for you. And it will roll to hit. 22 to hit.
22 is a miss.
Nice. So one action to move. As it's moving, it draws its weapon and is going to try to bring it down onto Banjo. And now we're in this thing where Banjo is against 2 enemies. Andrasta.
I am going to look around and see that we have a bit of a problem here. And I'm going to animate dead using this. I search around on my belt and I find this this skeletal like diamond looking decorated skull, and I bring it forth and I cast Flame Skull, and I will send it out to do 2 attacks.
Sure.
Whenever you cast that spell, I expect there's like a little metal riff, like a little Bill and Ted metal riff that happens. Yeah.
I didn't prep that soundbite though.
Okay, so I am going to tell it to do a ranged Spitfire attack.
Okay.
Does it hit both or just one?
I think it's just a ranged attack, so it's only gonna hit one.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it on the big bad.
Okay.
The Sapphire Staff dude.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is plus 10. Okay. 28.
That hits.
So 1d12 plus 2 fire. Rolled the wrong dice. Okay. 8 plus 2, so 10.
Got it.
For the first attack, and then I'm going to try to send it into a headbutt.
Or
So
dead butt.
So that is going to be one action to move, and you can headbutt next turn if you want.
Oh, okay. One action to move, and then we'll headbutt next turn.
Got it. So what's the movement speed? Is it 25 feet?
For the creature, it's 30 fly or 15 feet.
All right. So we're going to put it right adjacent to it. For this turn, as this flaming skull moves forward, and this takes us to Walk Jin, who's last in our initiative order.
It's a double move, but it'll get me up into the mix on the boss and against one of the cat folk. And when he gets up there, he looks at all of them and is like, "You know what's bad people see when they die? Cerberus." And like his hooves and fists kind of flame up. And he's gonna try to wall up that bad boy spellcaster. That's a nat 4, but I believe Frenchie gave me inspiration. Or not inspiration, but
hero point.
Yeah, hero point. Yeah,
Hero
you want to
point.
use it?
I'm
Yeah.
going to use it. Now's the time. Nat 20.
Nice.
I'm taking
Yes.
I'm taking a photo of that.
Thank you. French toast.
That is
57 French
all
toast.
French.
That is a great use of a hero point.
Nice.
So what happens on a critical success?
A lot of damage. Let me do math. Hold on. Fighter's not good at math.
No, Brad's not good at it.
31. All right, 36 points of damage. And he will catch fire.
Nice. All right. So, we are. It is going to catch fire as you begin to see maybe parts of its magical robes beginning to burn away a little bit. This is going to take that persistent damage. How much persistent damage is it?
It's a D10.
Go ahead and roll persistent fire then. It is persistent fire, right?
It is, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
10.
Really?
Yeah, like I got some stone dice for Christmas, and oh my god, they are worth every penny.
I'm rolling my Christmas dice as well. So
Jesus. All right. So it takes 10 fire damage and it grits its teeth, and you begin to see that collar begin to grow. And I guess this is a good point. If you want to help out either the game master or the party, feel free to go to that donation link, support a good cause, and cause more havoc and chaos for us. And also give Bradley disadvantage because he is rolling too well. Thanks. All right. So, with that being said, it does this, and as it does this emerald gem on this collar is going to expand out, and we actually see that this is where that poison gas that I forgot to make everyone roll emanating from. And it's actually as kind of a free action. This thing is going to go forward and is going to go into a 15-foot cone in front of him, which is going to affect Walk-Jin. So go ahead and give me a fortitude save, please.
Nat 11 for a 23.
So you begin to cough and sputter and start going down on the ground. You're going to take 23 poison damage as that happens. It does this, and then he is finally going to take his turn. He's going to take one action to sustain his bless spell. It's going to expand out another 5 feet, and he's going to take 2 actions and be very lame, and he is going to cast heal onto himself. Which
That would provoke, right?
Yes, that would provoke.
Nat 15 for a 32.
Yeah, it's not a crit, luckily, but that'll hit. Luckily for me, not for you.
Roll low damage, 13.
13. Such low damage. So he's still going to heal himself. 10, 12, 15 plus 24. Okay. I'll do that math later. So he began to see his wounds begin to close in front of him. This takes us to Kazooie.
Okay. Which guard is it that cut the tip of my tongue off?
The one to the left of Walk-Jin.
Let's see. So I'm gonna. Let's see.
We couldn't think of which one. It was on the tip of our tongue.
Oh, the dad jokes. I'm gonna move over to that guard, and I want to swing at him with my tail.
Okay. Go ahead and move you up. Go ahead and swing.
Let's see here, and that was with the. What was it again? I'm so sorry. To roll for that.
Attack.
D20 plus.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And it will be 2d8 plus strength for damage.
Let's see here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use my hero point for that roll.
Ooh.
Let's see here. And then strength, you said?
Yeah.
Or wait, no, hold on.
Just go ahead and roll your normal.
Is that 20?
20 will not hit.
Damn.
As you hit the tail, he embraces it with his
missed.
armor. Bounces off. Anything else?
Do I have a third action?
Probably.
No, wait, was that the third action?
No, one action move, one action and swing.
Okay, I'll try and swing again with the tail.
Got it.
That's a miss.
All right. So, yeah, it's like you're hitting it, but you're unable to like control the tail enough to land a hit on the armor that really gives enough of to pierce the armor and damage the wielder itself. Now, with that being said, would you like to try to resist?
Yeah, I'll try and resist. Now, what was it that you wanted me to roll for that?
The will save.
Will save. Okay. $20?
That's it exactly. So
nice.
As this happens, you begin to shrink and you have your guns in your holster as you look around you with getting back to resisting that wild magic effect. And then you realize you are a pistol user in melee range. So, not
Yeah, kind of move back.
Not the best there. That will end your turn. So this person you are fighting kind of looks towards you as you begin to turn back, confused, but realizes that that this dog-hoofed creature is attacking the person who he needs to defend. So this tabaxi axe wielder is going to take a 5-foot step, going to get that nice flat foot against Walk Jin, and we are going to cast a spell. Now I don't think you have a reaction at the moment.
No.
Nor do I think this would qualify. And we are looking at Touch of Corruption. As you see this, we'll call it an amethyst collar, begins to glow, and you are going to make me. You target if it's living. Give me a fortune save. There you go.
Nat 18, 30.
All right, so you are going to take half this damage. I rolled 3 1s on my 3d6, so you're going to take 1 point of necrotic damage as this goes forward, tries to touch you, and you can feel this necrotic energy come up into its body. You're able to resist the worst of the effects, but it doesn't stop it from swinging on you flat-foot. 17 plus numbers. 17 plus 15, 32.
Because I'm flat-footed and I didn't raise my shield, that's a crit.
Ooh.
Good roll too. You're gonna take 40 damage.
Ouch.
As he does this, he tries to touch you, kind of grits its teeth, takes this great axe down, and gets you right into the shoulder. You actually feel your shoulder beginning to dislocate from the body. This is PG-13. I can't use that descriptor, but just keep that mental.
Medic.
Now, Banjo, on the start of your turn, give me that fortitude save that I neglected last round.
And Banjo has breath control, so I get a bonus to inhaled toxins.
Good.
That is going to be what is that? We're going to be at 26.
Nice. Take 3 poison damage. You are not affected by this stage. Go ahead and take your turn.
Okay, yeah, we'll move on. So, as the one cat with the axe moves away to go into that flank position, he saw that opportunity and went for it. And Banjo kind of has this grin on his face because he knew he would. But that leaves him an opening to follow the flank conga line and get back behind the big bad.
All right. It's taking a step or a stride.
That is going to be a stride.
All right. So as he begins to move, this other one with the great axe that was right next to you is going to take a swing. 18 to hit.
18 will miss.
All right. So as you're able to do that, you ducks before that. You hear this great axe clunk onto the stone as it begins to echo throughout this cave. But you're able to duck and dodge out of the way as you can. Everyone begins to kind of shake with this kind of tension that's in the air. This is a close fight of criticals. So, what would you like to do, Banjo?
I'm going to take my short sword and try to stab staff guy here. And I'm going to give a little smirk to the cat that just tried to attack me like, I knew that was coming. And we'll roll. Oh, and hey, I know we didn't get a chance to mention it, but I see there that somebody decided to give me some hero points. So
right. Who? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ethan, for giving Rich some much needed hero points. Thank you. And of course, anyone can donate to our cause to help out this sort of suicide awareness day. So come forward, donate some money, cause some havoc, and man, you're gonna crit now. I'm gonna use one of those. So thanks, Ethan, because it turns out I needed it. That roll was not amazing. Ooh, that's way better. So that is a 31 total. I'm flat-footed, but it's still not a crit.
Okay, that is still some pretty good damage here. Plus, so 23 damage total.
23 damage total. Nice. This guy is he's a punching bag.
And then I'm going to go ahead and make a second attack. Yeah, with my -4, and that's a low roll, that's going to miss. So that's my 3 actions right there. Got one good jab in.
Nice. You got a second hero point if you want to spend it. He did give you 2.
He did give me 2. What the heck? Go big or go home. Let's see if we can rally that one a little bit more. And you know how sometimes when you re-roll and it comes up a lower number?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that happened this time. So thanks anyway, Ethan. But you got me one good hit out of that because that's 3 bad rolls out of 4.
Yeah. Well, coincidentally enough, at the end of your turn, you got that good strike in, but we're going to continue the flank conga line as this other man kind of runs forward, and he's also going to do that touch of corruption. So go ahead and roll me a fortitude save, please.
Let's see, what does that work out to be? 23.
That makes it. So 5 cut in half. You're going to take 2 necrotic damage and not any ill effects. But this man is still going to roll and try to get this axe right onto your skull. It's going to be an 18 plus 15, 33 or 33 to hit.
33?
Yeah.
What is the level of this creature? I need to find out whether or not he's flanking me.
He is CR5.
So he does not get. So I'm not flat-footed to him.
All right.
Lower level to me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. Can I nimble dodge out of a crit?
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember if that's worded the same way as Ray's shield, because it wouldn't make it a miss. You gain +2. You had +2 for that attack. Okay, so I'm going to nimble dodge to make that a regular hit instead of a crit. Because 23 is my AC.
So, yeah, it kind of comes up with this. He touches you with his left hand, grips on with his axe, and you see this axe begin to do this arc, bottom to top, to try to kind of get you right in the side of your stomach and slash you in a diagonal action. But you're able to dodge out of the way to where it just kind of gives you a glancing blow, a very painful 16-point glancing blow, but not a 32-point glancing blow. So there's that for you. Nice. All right. That is going to end his turn. This takes us to Andrasta. Now, I know narratively you said that the skull was going to headbutt. We can resolve the narrative of the skull first if you want, and then you can take a turn.
Yes. So the skull's going to headbutt, and we are going to see what that does. Move this around. $15. Plus 10, so 25.
25 will hit.
Okay.
Nice. Get him.
11 plus 2, so 13 fire damage for the first attack.
Nice.
And I think for the second attack, it's going to go back to... Oh, also, I think it has Flaming Shroud. So 1d6 fire damage to any unattended items it touches.
Everything is attended for the purpose of this mechanic.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah, so unattended basically means like there's oil on the floor or something like that. It's not technically what's on his person. Everything on his person is technically attended to.
Okay.
But we'll say that his robe catches more on fire because I can't seem to shake this persistent damage.
Okay. And I'll do a ranged attack for the second attack.
Okay.
19 plus 11.
Yeah, get him.
And 1d12 plus 2 fire. 12! 14 damage.
Ooh, yeah, come on. Big money, no whammies.
Nice. He's still up, but he is not doing great.
Can I, on my turn, move 25 feet closer?
Okay. Remember, it does take you one action to sustain.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one action to sustain. Oops, I just erased your good work.
It's all right. Sorry.
So I still have one action left.
Yeah.
I'm going to guidance.
Walk.
Yeah, walks next in the initiative.
Yeah, I'll do walk gen.
Cat dog.
I'll do guidance on walk gen.
All right.
I saw you, dog.
So, oh god. Yeah.
Cat.
Okay.
Cat in his back. He's been attacked. Axe rack. Let's finish this. Flaming punch on this guy. That's 7 for 24, and he's flanked.
24 hits flanked.
Yes. Thank you, Rich.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and use an ability I forgot about. Protect the Master. Reaction. When this person is targeted by an attack, he can switch positions with someone who is adjacent to the target. So as this happens, you notice the person behind you is going to move within the way of the attack, placing himself onto your side. So you roll to hit. You hit this other person, not the person you intended to attack.
They will take 19 damage.
All right. You have 2 actions left.
Scat cat, get out of the way. Can I still try to hit the wizard guy?
Yeah, you can now. Yeah.
All right, second attack, agile because of wolf stance. 28 with a nat 15.
28 will hit.
15 points of damage.
Okay.
Good hit.
That's funny. Anything else?
I've got one more. So
Hail Mary.
these are agile hits. 17 minus 8 is, so this is only a +9. Nat 18, 27.
All right.
Yeah.
Describe how you defeat this one. This man.
Woohoo!
Spitting blood as these cats are clawing and axing him, just punching in the sky, screaming and howling with his devil wolf barks, and just beats the guy down with flaming fist. No finesse, just savage devil dog.
Nice. As this person goes down, we see that his outfit begins to burn. You feel that, like, even if you didn't hit this attack, if you rolled perhaps a 2 on the persistent fire damage, it probably would have taken him out. But he goes down to the ground, and these 2 other people kind of look around, panicked. They're going to drop their axes onto the floor, and they are going to attempt to run away. Do you guys like to do anything about it?
Scat.
Oh,
Scat,
yeah.
scat.
I send a flaming skull.
So
Get him.
we have this I was gonna say cat and mouse, but we don't have a rat folk. Cat and cat. All right. We send the flaming skull after these tundra-based cat folk, and they run off into the afternoon, which isn't as exciting as running off into the night. But here is that. But what you see in front of you at the moment is this ritual circle. You have a princess that is currently risen to the top of this cave because when Kazooie transformed back into his Tengu form, it unattached to him. So it's like the balloon is just like at the top of the cave, maybe about 20-25 feet above you. But we have defeated this man.
Woohoo!
Yeah, good job,
Go
guys.
team! Go
Yeah.
team!
Nice.
And there's still a circle in front of you.
Should we destroy this
No,
or
hurry.
bring her down from
Yeah, bring her to the circle. Let's lead her into it.
Is that what we really want to do?
I mean, that's where the trail left or led us back to, wasn't it?
Disrupt the circle. That should break the spell on her.
Oh, do you need healing?
Just break the circle first. I'll live. I've had worse.
Do we feel like there's an easy way to do that? To kind of see if we can't disrupt that circle in some way?
I mean, probably not for Banjo. Andrasa has the best bet.
And we're trying to break the circle. Like, is it like, what kind of circle is it?
It's a large circle. It's about 20 feet in diameter, and there's 6 smaller circles that are attached to the outer ring of this ritual circle. 5 of them have skeletons in them. 1 of them was probably for the person who survived.
We try removing the skeletons?
Maybe try like an occultism check to break them.
I can do a lot of things with skeletons. I think maybe if I rise another one, or we just kick them off the ledge.
Yeah, let's just. Banjo's just going to start grabbing a skeleton and pulling it out of the circle if I can.
Great. So you begin to clear out the circle. The ritual circle is still there, though. What would you like to do to disrupt it?
Shooting's have an ability called Dig Quickly, and I'm going to 2 action, start at one point in the circle, and just dig around the circle trying to break it apart.
All right. So you begin to disrupt the circle, and you can feel that like some of this poison that has been around, that I keep forgetting is a mechanic for this encounter, begins to dissipate as you disrupt this circle. And as this happens, suddenly the princess, who is 25 feet up in the air, begins to fall.
Can I try and catch her?
Yeah, get on your reflex side, please.
Okay. Look. Reflex. Okay. Oh, that's a natural 20 plus 11.
Yeah.
Nice. Right. So you
Nice.
jettison to the princess who's following, and you have to nice. You have to dive to get there, and you reach out with your two feline hands, jump up, catch her out of the air, and with this cat-like grace, land on your feet. As she begins to open her eyes a little bit, takes a deep breath, and falls unconscious in your arms. We have saved the princess. We have found the truth of the lone jackal and their chaotic rituals, and we will end this one shot here. Thank you so much for coming out today, for all the people who donated and really turned the tide of the fight. Once by giving me a villain, and the rest by helping out the party members with some much needed re-rolls. I really appreciate it when people come out and support a good cause. But alas, it is our time to disperse and let someone else come in. In about 30 minutes, they will have another game, another group of people, and more excitement that you guys get to enjoy. But I do wish everyone a happy new year. Just so you guys know, my name is Christopher Rondeau. I am the owner of Skalds Entertainment LLC. We have plenty of shows coming on my channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter has more official things. Instagram has pictures of my daughter. So you can choose which one you prefer. You'll get some information either way. And I have a podcast out called Wyvern's Aria. We're actually releasing a winter special on Thursday, and you can find Kedra on there. So Kedra, why don't you go ahead and tell me where to find you?
So basically, I am Mortalis Cosplay. Haven't been putting a lot of cosplay up because of the season recently, but Mortalis Cosplay at most stations, and then Queen Taint Punch on on the stream tonight, and also forever, because that's my Twitch handle. It was a given name. It's a familial thing. Yeah. Let's just pretend that that's normal.
It's a family name.
Yeah. We'll go with that. We'll just go with that.
That was awesome.
All right.
That was like a complete curveball. It's like,
all right. And you can see Kedra on the Wyvern's Aria podcast as well. So if you're interested in a very conflicted celestial warlock, come check that out.
Vivette Moles is always interested in seeing you.
Oh man. Ugh. All right. But I'll take it over to the Adventurers Vault guys. Rich, why don't you go ahead and tell me where I can find the Adventurers Vault?
Well, you can find us at theadventurersvault.com. All the places where you can find podcasts. We're out there pretty much everywhere. On Instagram, we're the Adventurers Vault, and on Twitter, we're at TAD Vault. Currently, our current campaign is called A Mountain's Tale, which Brad is running, and Nick is one of the characters there. So if you want to check them out, feel free to give us a listen. I think they got a lot of fun stuff going on. Brad has learned how to use Bag of Weasels very creatively recently, and Nick is cringing just thinking about it. So give us a listen. Thanks to everybody who donated. This was a lot of fun. It was nice to see those things coming in. Thanks to Chris and Kedra for inviting us along. We appreciate everything you guys do and everything you guys have done for us. So thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. And with that all being said, there'll be more adventures coming tonight and tomorrow. Even though we won't be there to facilitate the incentives, other groups will be, and you can throw them a curveball like you do us. So please donate, even if you didn't want to participate in these incentives for these campaigns. You can still donate. I believe it's a tax write-off as well. So if for whatever reason you want to donate and these events are going, please still donate. Enjoy this cause and join this cause, and let people be aware of some of the suicidal awareness that this group is trying to spread. But with that all being said, it was a pleasure to be here. My voice cracked. That's embarrassing. And I will see you next time I'm invited. All right. Bye.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.